Let me introduce it to you in detail. The cutting steps of this courseware. Let's start with the first step. The first step is, first, we need to hide. First, we need to hide the hair. Then we first split the hairstyle, split it up. For this splitting, students can follow me to do this from the middle of the ear, and then it's a straight line along the ear edge. Then turn it around all the way down. I'll hide this part first. Okay, all the way here. The bottom one is, we basically use the form of a mask to cut it out, and then separate it out. For the separation, I'll carve this. This is what it looks like inside. And fill it directly inside. Fill it directly. And the same for this side. Then pay attention to the edge here. The edge should be smooth, which will be beneficial to the beauty of the assembly. Okay, this is our first step, is to cut it first. Cut it into the forehead, the front face, and the back of the head. The second step is to remove it first. First, we need to dig out the inside space of the front face. The method of digging is we create it first by copying it from this head and then process it into this shape. This shape just matches the structure inside of it, which can be inserted into our inside. This is the inner cavity. We use the inner cavity, the space inside it. This cavity is very important. We will use it later, okay? This front face part, after we hollow out this part, we will move on to the next. The next part, we will add this slot to it. The slot will be divided into 3 parts. First is the forehead part, which is the forehead part. It has a shape like this. And it is also used with a mask, and then pull it out here, the lower 2 parts. We will use the inner cavity above along the edge, and then draw out this slot along the edge. Okay, this is what it looks like below. It's connected. Don't break it. These 3 slots have been completed. Okay, let's continue with the slot. After we finish it, we will make a cylinder like this and turn it to make it an elongated effect. Here we calculate the neck. The part below is the neck hole. And the structure is like this. The structure is like this. This side, I'll isolate this part here. Here is a semicircle. And then the semicircle is directly a right angle. Okay, this is a structure like this. Okay, let's continue. Next, we need to create a cylinder. Then create a sphere below. Then set the maximum diameter. Select the door panel and then directly drag it down. Then cut it directly below. And it becomes this effect. Here to calculate without auto the structure below this dimension. In my video course, I will talk about bokeh. This part it uses 2 structural parts. The first one is a square support platform, which supports the platform of our head. This position here, this part is a square, and then cut off both sides and add a latch. The latch comes from the top. From this position, evolved from this position, then it evolved into this. Then we combine the 2 together. Then we use the front part. We use this structure here and then calculate it out. And then calculate the effect below. At that time, our body will fit in here. Will fit in from here. And the structure of this part is a structure of the neck. It's at this position, like this. Like this to a structure like this. This part of the structure. We use the mask to mask out this shape first, and then use the folding transformation to push it down. Then select the top layer and then process the structure here. The inside space has a smooth effect. The slot and the board are combined together. Okay, let's encourage it. Let's continue. For this part has completed a part of the front face. 3 slots. Forehead. And then the front face has a bokeh. We just missed this hole for the bokeh. We need to add a cylinder outside to prevent it from falling, to prevent our body from falling off. So we need to add a cylinder on top to fix it firmly, like this. Okay, this is the position of a bokeh. Okay, this front face is divided into 3 parts. After we finish the front, we need to process the back part of it. The back part of it, we need to deal with it because here, this surface is not flat. So we need to use this mask to cover this surface and then cover this surface with it. If we do it in this CB, it would be more convenient to group them directly and then make the back completely flat. Let's take a look from the side. This is a flat effect from the side because if it's flat like this, it will be easier for us to calculate these 3 structures and then perform operations with the latter. Let me give you an example. For example, this is a model and it needs to be operated with this structure. For the operation, it should be larger than this structure. So we need to extract a 0.01. Click extract. It's a bit big. Let's use 0.02. Click to extract. Okay. I'll give you an example here. I'll copy one here. Transparent. Click on transparent. You can see it, right? I use this one. Well, I'll use this one. You can see that there is a gap in the middle. There is a gap, right? The outside model. The outer model is this one. We can do the operation and transformation. Okay, I'll push this big model to push it in and then do the operation. Of course, the part that comes out, we need to cut it off. We need to cut off this part that comes out. So this step we need to add. We need to add in this step when adding 3 boards to it. We need to open the back of it and then match it. There will be some mismatches here. Then we need to deal with it. It's a bit troublesome. Okay. We can calculate it like this. For the calculation, students can just follow the course after the calculation. We can use this space and the inner cavity of the back of the head by copying the back of the head and then shrink it to calculate this space. Okay. In this way. Okay, in this way. We have completed the calculation of, and the back part have been calculated. It should be noted that this part here, the neck part, the part below the neck will be more troublesome to handle. So students, you need to be careful. Okay, let's continue. When we have finished separating the front and back, we come to the hair part. I will divide the hair into 2 parts with this line into the front and back hair here, because this method of dismantling, there is no dividing line. So this way of dismantling, of course, the disadvantage is that it will be more troublesome. Okay, students, after separating the front hair from the back hair, we need to do some calculations. What to calculate, how to do it, because when we model the hair, we don't model it along the scalp. There are many hairs are inserted into the head. So we need to do an operation on the front and back hair. Just cut it here, cut it off. The way to cut it is, at the beginning, we have completed the head shape. To complete a hairstyle, to cut it off, cut it out by calculation. We also cut off the back hair. It doesn't matter because this will merge with our occipital bone, will be merged together. So it doesn't matter. We will calculate the inner cavity approximately after the calculation. The front hair and the back hair also need to be calculated after the operation. It will look like this to achieve this effect. This part has been specially treated because our front hair, let me show you the side of the front hair. It looks like this. It looks a bit messy and then interacts with our back hair. After that, we operate with the back hair. After the operation, we click on the front hair again and then process it. And finally, it will be processed into this appearance. And it's relatively flat. This cutting method, there is no dividing line. Of course, it should be noted that the trend of each hair, especially the trend of the dividing line, must be arranged reasonably to achieve this effect. Okay, and the back is the same. Connect with the back of our head. There is no obstruction inside because when we don't compute the back hair, sometimes they will do it more vigorously and then it will poke through this one. We need to calculate it in the front part. Okay, this one. This is our GSCs. Detailed introduction. I hope that in the latest study, students to have a pleasant learning atmosphere. I hope that students can follow this course to master it. Well, the modeling process of GSC